Brother, we're live for the last time in 2024. We've just flown back from Cancun, man. Put the sunnies on. Champ still got the shirt on. We're ready to go, man.
This is the
What's
Christmas
going on?
party here, isn't it? This is the Christmas
This is what
party.
it is. It's a virtual one this year. Maybe next year we'll do it in person.
Yeah, maybe life will pub somewhere. I don't know if you're coming back from the Christmas party or you might need a walking C9 dog, Champ. But looking good.
A walking dog. Visual aid one.
Visual aid.
Here we go. Yeah. Well, we're here. We'd rather be outdoors, but we also don't mind being here at the same time. So we're gonna dress as if we're outdoors, and plenty of things to talk about, man. Like, I don't know about you, brother, but I just I thought once the season was done, it'd be pretty chill. But it maybe it's just the fact that Collingwood is a big club, and any sort of news that circulates for them is good coverage on the mainstream media. No.
Nah, obviously, when you're one of the biggest clubs, I'm gonna say we are the biggest club. We are. There's always going to be eyes on you, and anything happens, it's going to be mainstream media, and then obviously us being the fucking dedicated Pies fans. You're always going to look at things. So yeah, there's always things happening. So love to see it.
Yeah, we lick our lips when shit comes out. We always got things to say and talk about. There's some big news. Don't get me wrong, but it'd be rude of me not to check in on you, Chance, because we heard you had a little incident on Monday at footy training. Would you care to enlighten the chat? What happened?
Oh, yeah. So we're at a new footy club, boys.
So you're gone. Your Crush is
we're
more.
Gone. We're gone. Crush is no more. New footy club. Training at a school. Haven't trained at a school in many years. I'm running.
Be careful, man. After hours, yeah?
Yeah, after hours, gone for a switch. Next minute, my ankle's in a pothole, and I've done a ligament in the ankle. Walking around gingerly, but it's not too bad. We should be back next week, hopefully, maybe if not the week after. It's not too swollen, Champs.
There was a pop though. You said no.
There was a little bit of pop, but it didn't swell up as bad. I've obviously cooked both ankles before, so we're fine, man. We're fine. When I went down, I'm grabbing my ankle. I'm like, damn. Is there a sniper out there? What happened? One of the boys 5 meters away, he said, "Was that your ankle?" I'm going, "Yes." Yeah. The physio's running over. I'm like, "I'm cooked here, chat. Like, I'm cooked." But hey, turns out I was all right. Paid it off. Few stress coaches, but no, we ended up being fine. So I reckon next week, hopefully, get back to some light jogging and some return from injury. So,
brother, you're like, when you went down, you're like, damn, chat. I'm down. Damn.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, yeah. Get the stretcher out, man.
Get the stretcher out, chat. Jokes. We got a few people joining us early in the show. Stephanos, Soul Killer, Nicholas, Woody, the man himself, Melissa. Great to see Caleb back. He's here in his fucking black and white striped shirt. If it's not a Collingwood jersey, you best believe it's a fucking Ibiza black and white shirt, man.
Yeah, you gotta stay repping when you're at bloody Republico or the SB, huh?
Caleb sending it tonight, only if you do, Madison. Poor Caleb. Take care, brother. Take care, man. Watch the ankle, champ.
Hey, watch the feet, man.
And then Frank is here. Frank is here. So let's get into some Collingwood talk, and let's talk about Tom Mitchell, old mate Titch. Brother, do you want to lead us into this one? What have you got for me, man?
Yeah, obviously not good. Came out earlier this week that he's obviously he's injured his second metatarsal, which is not ideal. It's come up as a stress fracture. If you've gone through his IG, he's actually talking about I was going to release some things on ball magnets about his rejoining the rehabilitation process. So that should be one to watch. But yeah, obviously stress fracture. I don't know if that's due from the plantar fascia from earlier on the year. Maybe it's overcompensated, running more on his forefront of his foot, and maybe it's overcompensated there, or maybe a little bit of protection when you're trying to run. Maybe run a little bit awkwardly. He's obviously done that. He's back in a moon boot, so hopefully, come Chrissy, kick the feet up, have a few prawns. Through lamb roast and whatnot, it comes back all right, but obviously not what you really want, do you?
Yeah, Did they clarify whether it was the foot where he had his plantar fascia removed or?
No, they didn't say. I'm not sure if it's the same foot, but I was trying to see on Instagram if it was. But yeah, if someone knows, maybe it is. But you can always overcompensate even on the other foot, right? Sometimes you hurt your left hip and you overcompensate on the right side, so it could be one of those factors as well, right?
Yeah, foot suck, man. But funnily enough, where he's got his bone stress on his second metatarsal, brother, it's the same foot. It's the exact same thing I had my surgery on. And it's like, brother, how long's a piece of string, man? Like, you don't know how, like, you actually don't realize that your foot's fucked until after the fact, which is probably what he was. He looked good at training, man. We've seen a lot of his training. I've been there, a lot of stuff online. He participated in most, if not all, the drills. So can you criticize and be harsh on the S&C team? I don't think so. Like, if he had ticked all the boxes, you probably want him out there as much as possible before the Christmas break, right?
Yeah, just trying to get the K's under the legs and making sure he's right, ready to go. And obviously he's rejoined the main group after doing his rehab runs, and then obviously this has occurred. So not an ideal scenario. But I think the silver lining is it is a stress fracture, so you just have to manage your load. It's not like it's a ligament issue. So actually having this conversation with one of the boys, it's like, what's worse, doing a ligament or a fracture? I always say, doing a fracture, doing one of my ankles as a fracture and the other one is a ligament. I think the ligaments are worse to come back with because obviously the ligament's weak afterwards. It's not like you can just rest 6 to 8 weeks, do a little bit of rehab and it strengthens back up. A ligament can be, even if you do the rehab, can really, really prolong. And you saw that this year with Titch. So hopefully the stress fracture on that end is maybe a little bit of a quicker recovery process for them. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, look, one thing I haven't had experience in is the ligaments. And from what I've heard is with the ankles, they never really come back. Like, you just roll them for fun after you've done them a few times. So, but brother, being put in a moon, it's not what you want to hear going into Christmas break, is it, champ? Let's call a fucking spade a spade, eh, man?
Nah. You can't really wear. You're wearing shorts. You look a bit frank, man. Like, besides all that, it's like, surely the man can go on a bike. Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just not good. It's just not good. He probably wants to have a couple cold ones. He's going to go out. He's like he says, he's going to be wearing shorts.
Man. He can only do the one. He can only do the one stepper.
What do you do, man? He'll figure it out. But hopefully, it all pans out well. Melissa says, "Hey, champs, do you think they'll be really cautious bringing Titch back? What do you reckon, brother?"
Yeah, I think they'll just go through the normal rehabilitation process with him and just manage the load. I think that's one of the things, especially with any type of foot injury, is just managing the load and not getting too many Ks under the legs too quickly. And I think they'll definitely do that. And you leave it in the best physios at Collingwood to come up with a program for him.
So just leave it to the coaches is what you're saying, champ?
Yeah, leave it to the doctors, man.
Leave it to the doctors. Speaking of plantar fascia, I've got a video of Brayden Maynard talking about an injury that he revealed that he had for the majority of the year, which was much the same that Tom Mitchell endured. I'll just pop it up here. Give me one moment, champs. All right. We'll have a listen and then maybe we can dissect it after that.
Listen to music. But if you want to reinvent it, then all this power, it's going to help. The fastest intelligent Windows PCs ever.
Yeah.
To seize the day, seize their moment.
I'm going to mute that while could you hear the ad, brother?
I could hear that, yeah.
Okay, cool. So the sound is good. All right, sound is good, but we don't fuck the ads off, you know what I mean?
Hey, watch the rugby union, man.
A serious foot injury throughout 2024. The Premiership Pie is known for his wild antics on the field, and today he found a couple of willing stuntmen to rub shoulders with.
An AFL player and the daredevils from the Nitro Circus. What could go wrong?
It's so close. It's actually very hard.
Brayden Maynard using his foot skills to try and help pull off the specky of all speckies. Jacko Strong couldn't quite pull off the impossible. But eventually they did have to concede defeat. That's not normally Maynard's style, admitting he played through the 2024 season with plantar fasciitis.
Very, very frustrating for those who've had it. Will obviously know what it's like. But from all the physio work and treatment that I've gotten and my loads, managing my loads and that for the early starts of pre-season, I've been able to get it to a position where we can train more often now. So
the foot injury has meant a slow start to pre-season, but he has been on the track and Maynard is on the verge of full fitness. Sadly, Tom Mitchell is not. The Brownlow medalist suffering a stress-related injury in his foot.
Yeah, the big fella's pretty flat. He put in a lot of work in the off-season, came back in pretty much career best form. He was looking great, he was moving great, and then, I think something went wrong along the way, and I feel like he'll be back bigger and better.
Like Maynard, Mitchell had plantar fasciitis last season, playing only 6 games, but no one is writing off the premiership pie.
He's want to get right when he has these injuries. He's gone through a couple, so he knows what it takes to get back as quickly as possible, but in the right manner. So, the way he sort of holds himself, he'll be back before we know it.
Collingwood hoping for a nitro charge surge up the ladder after missing the finals last season. As for this circus, you can catch it at Marvel Stadium in October.
All right. So there's that. What are your takeaways from that, brother?
I feel like we covered it pretty well prior to that, right, regarding Titch. And it is an interesting one that Maynard suffered the same injury, yet was still able to manage and get through the whole season, or whenever it started to occur, and finish off the season as well as he did, right?
He's just a big brick shithouse, inside and out, He started the season off pretty well, I remember, and we were pretty big on him when we were playing poor, and then he did fade away towards the back end for for most of the second half of the year. So that's probably makes it more understandable when it comes to his form slump. But at the same time, like across every AFL list, when it comes to players that are playing with injuries while they're playing, you probably say at least 15, 20% are not playing at 100% every game, right?
Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I can only speak from my experience. Like, how many games are you really going in 100%, right? You look around the train on a Thursday night, man. A lot of sore boys who's going in, backing it up, right? I reckon that number's probably a lot higher than what you think. Most of them you have in nickels, if not. So obviously, it could be a different standard up in the AFL, but everything just moves quicker, right? Everything's harder hitter than local footy. So I reckon that number could probably potentially be even higher, man. Like, just all those niggles carrying through.
I'd be intrigued, man. I'd like to know what type of level of painkillers they have access to on a weekly basis and cortisone jabs and all that sort of stuff, because it is their profession. Like, they're probably they'll do anything they can to get on the field. And Brazzy is a perfect example. Like, he's missed barely any games since he got drafted in 2014.
Yeah, definitely. Just jump the man up and send him out on his way, right?
Jab him up, couple paracetamols, maybe an endone after training, and you'll be sent on your way and just get to the field. Mitchell should just Mikali's here. Yassel fellas, have a good feeling about this season. Houston will be a game changer for us. Yeah. We're keen to see what big man Dan's going to be up to. Mitchell should just retire, becoming a list clogger. I don't think he can impact anymore anyhow. Lad? Bit early?
Look, boys, I'll be completely honest, man. I saw the injury when I first saw it, stress fracture. I'm like, fuck, man, he's cooked. He's cooked. It's not a good sign returning and then re-injuring, or not re-injuring, or getting another injury. But, mate, the upside for Titch when he's up and about is going to exceed him not being on the list and not being there. And I think, any Brownlow winner deserves that. So, look, hold strong, hopefully not an injury-riddled season. And if it is much similar to this year, he's probably cooked, right? I think he's 31 off the top of my head. So it's probably starting to get up there a little bit. But especially for the type of play he is, being that inside hard-hitting ball winner. So,
yeah. I think that'll be... What was that, lad?
I said just stay fat with him.
Yeah. We'll stick by him. And then I think the club will be reasonable. Like, if it gets to, say, May, June, and he still can't get onto the field, maybe they just put him on the long-term injury list so that we can get a mid-season draftee in. Maybe that could be an option, but that's looking into the crystal ball very far ahead in time. So, Manny Champ, look who's here.
Ah, the man, Adelaide, huh?
Actually, I forgot. Woody asked the question. Woody said, "Are we going to Adelaide?" And there was a bit of a miscommunication because, Champ, I told Madison, and he was in here before earlier. I told him, "You let us know when the membership tickets come." You're like, "Yep, cool, sweet, done, whatever." I check my emails, and I don't check them frequently, and I find that we've missed the membership access, which was not yesterday, the day before, and then fucking yesterday the queue was in the excess of 25,000. So long story short, Woody, we're not going to gather round, unfortunately. We fumbled, and Manny, you're lucky, mate, because we were gonna rock up to your fucking garage, and we were gonna park up and set up shop for the weekend, and yeah, things would be happening, but not this year, Manny. Not 2025, 2026.
Cigarettes and whiskeys, maybe. Well, few years or something. But yeah, unfortunately, fumbled the bag there. I don't know if you can get resold tickets. I don't know. I'd still be keen. But unfortunately, we fumbled it. So, no good.
I can only imagine, bro, going into Manny's garage with those flickering lights, man. Remember that? In the Hawthorne, after the Hawthorne.
I reckon the Undertaker would appear, man. I'll be sleeping with my eyes open.
If you know, you know. Can still get tickets via the Pepsi Collective, but it's spenny. It's expensive. Interesting. All right.
Could be.
We'll look into it. It's sold out. Thanks, Manny. Thank you. Yeah. I can speak from experience. Once you have foot problems, more can follow. It's hard to get. Yeah, 100%, Luke. 100%, man. Woody, some wooden spoon specialty data here. What's he saying, Champ?
Collingwood a whole year older on an average. The second team, Brizzy, 26.44 compared to 25.43. Bit of risk, but 17 plus game average too. So, pretty much a year older than Brizzy, which is the second oldest team. And I guess we have 17 games average on top of them as well. So,
is that a cheers, Jeff?
Yeah, it's a bit of a cheers, Jeff. What are we gonna compare that to the Richmond cracking match we got going on down at Icon Park next? Like what?
What are we saying, Woody?
I don't know.
What are we saying? Nah, we love you, Woody. We love you. We love you.
We love you. Yeah.
Mouse, no's okay. It's getting there. 15% capacity at the moment, but it's all right. Listen to this. How's that?
No one needs to hear that. I just sometimes, Shem, you're doing like I'll be watching some of the videos back, and I'll have my headphones in at work, and you'll make a weird sound, and it makes me cringe, man. So I hope no one was had headphones in just there.
That's bad, man. That's bad. You either do better or injuries get you next year, in my opinion. Yeah. To be honest, like, let's be real. Injuries at any team, on any team, will ruin your season, regardless of age, right?
Yeah, exactly right. So, Jeff, I kind of started reading some of Manny's comments right there.
What do you say? What do you say?
You want to read it out, Jeff?
What garage there? You'd be untouchable with me in Adelaide. We work something out in 2026. You fly down and stay at my house. Hey, done deal, man. We'll be there with you, Manny. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Yeah, unfortunately not next year, but 2026, that's us. That's us, man.
Lock it in.
What did I have next on the itinerary? Thomas McGuan, that's right. Thomas McGuan. So, for those who didn't know, and many of you would have seen on social media that Thomas McGuan trained with the VFL side last week and has trained with the AFL side this week. And there's a little bits and pieces of footage. I'll quickly share it on the screen.
Wow. Together for 25.
I'll mute these ads. And then
bring it up, James.
Add to stage. There we go. And then these Emirates ads are so cringe, hey. Here we go. The all exclusive, that one, brother.
Mate,
all
yeah, a
exclusive.
little bit of the slow-mo, a little bit of the cheeky left foot, little nice and smooth kicking action.
You like the
Little bit of
kicking action?
I do like the kicking action. Very
That's
like
good.
it.
I'm gonna go to training tomorrow. I'll see if I get some. Are you working tomorrow, champ?
I am.
That was a bit tentative. What's going on there?
I don't know. We'll maybe discuss this off stream, man. Maybe what if my boss is this fan?
All right. So McGuan, by the way, guys, Thomas McGuan, son of Mick McGuan, we know that. He's in his draft year next year. He wasn't selected in the All-Australian Academy squad that versus the VFL, some VFL teams next year. But that's fine. Many great players, including Murphy Reid, who got drafted, wasn't a part of that last year, and many players going years back. He was recently invited to be a part of the extended Vic Metro squad for next year, so he will be a part of that. So that we'll see more about him. We don't know where he'll land. Fuck, man. We don't know where he'll land in the draft next year. It's another deep draft with great midfielders. So we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll watch a lot more of him. I'm actually, I don't think I've told you so, stream chat, but I'm really keen to get down to a lot more Coates talent games, like the bigger games, and then follow the national championships a bit more, and then even head down to the VFLs. Try to get my head around as much Collingwood and upcoming talent as possible to bring to the channel. So perhaps that's something we should also talk about after the stream while your boss may or may not be watching. Boss, hey boss. So that's Mr. McGuan. What have you got on that, brother?
Look, I think for us, him training with us, VFL last week, AFL this week, cannot hurt him in any way possible, right? He knows what the standard is. He's an old man, obviously come down watching as well. It's good to see, but it's just going to accelerate his, his talent and actualize that into something good. So for us, big ticks there. We're going to get him regardless. So might as well, like I said, come down to training and start ticking the boxes.
Hey, champ, you know what I saw the other day? An article, Mick McGuan, talking about your guy that went to Geelong. He played at Keilor. Did you?
I didn't. Yeah. Forbes. Yeah,
what's his name again? Forbes magazine.
Yeah. I actually played with him when he was 15, 16 years old. So absolute jet playing senior footy. It should do good down in Geelong.
Is he a Collingwood supporter though? Can you disclose that?
No, I don't think he was a Collingwood supporter, unfortunately.
That's all right.
No good. But it's good to see he got drafted.
Yeah, Keilor man, and I think he played seniors for them in 2023. Played a couple games there, so we'll keep a close eye on him. Caleb's got big raps on him, and Dylan Alexander has talked big things about him. Geelong player, but we like to keep a look on the outskirts of things as well. Now, Nick Dacos, brother, had something to talk about when it came to potential breakout stars for next year. I'm going to play the video.
Yep.
I don't know if you've watched it, but I'll just play it, man, and then we can go from there. Share screen. I think something will pique your interest here. All right, get this.
Yeah, a lot of the boys are training really well. Some of the boys I think will break out, but Ed Allen, I think he can have a super year alongside Finlay McRae, Ned Long, I think Bobby Hill, he could have an All-Australian year, and to close it out, Isaac Quaynor.
Some of the more experienced players have been around a bit. Are they looking as fit as ever?
Absolutely, yeah. We're very lucky to have players that are so wise, been through so much, and they're great leaders for us. So, your Howies, Sideys, Pendles, Brayden Maynard, Darcy Moore, just to name a few. We're super lucky to have them, and as you said, they're all in great condition, so excited.
And the sponsorship deal with Emirates, 30 years in the making.
Yeah, amazing. They're a great sponsor for us. They give us amazing support, and we're keen to extend.
35 years, 32, man.
Big year for IQ, you reckon, huh?
Yeah. Did you gather anything else from that before he mentioned IQ?
Bit of Ed Allen, Finlay McRae, huh?
Yeah, Finlay McRae, man. Are we doing this all over again? This whole Finlay McRae
I don't know, man. We'll see. It's a new year. We're about to go into a new year. Let's keep an open mind. I don't know. We've said what we said in the past. I'm happy to be proven wrong. If we get proven wrong, how does that help us? Like, it doesn't hurt us in any way. It means he's going to perform better. Help the side, really. So, prove me wrong.
Brother, we don't care who fucking wears a black and white. We don't care if it's fucking Undertaker or fucking Booker T. If they play well, then we're happy. That's all we want for the lads.
Exactly right, man. Exactly right. So, no, look, it's good to see. Also, you know, I think in that Nitro Circus article as well, Maynard talks about Reef McInnes as well, champs. And in the, quotation marks, he uses my favorite line of all of preseason. He goes, Reef McInnes, he's training the house down. I love it. The most generic term in AFL, training the house down. But it is good to see that, he's getting huge raps from this move into the back line, champs. You want to expand on that?
Well, firstly, I want to ask you, do they say that term with a grain of salt? Like, do they know they're, or tongue in cheek, do they know they're taking the piss when they're saying someone's training the house down, or they don't realize in the moment?
Nah, I reckon the boys are
Yeah.
How many training the house downs can fit in the preseason? I reckon there's a tally somewhere floating around on a Collingwood whiteboard. The boys go chalk them afterwards.
Yeah. From what I've seen with Reefy Boy training, it's hard because a lot of these sessions, there are boys missing from time to time. There's a Taylor Adams wedding. There's people integrating into the preseason like Brayden Maynard, Tom Mitchell, DeGoey hasn't been out there, so it's a different vibe. But he is looking more confident. His speed off halfback is quite noticeable. I think his biggest challenge is going to be how he matches up on really good forwards defensively, and then also how will he use the ball. But in a training environment, his ball use has been competent. Competent is probably the word. And we'll put a tab on it. We'll put an earmark on that, and then we can revisit it. But he's definitely one of the top performers at training.
Yeah, I think at 194 centimeters, he's got that height about him, and we know how quick he is. So I don't see how this can be a bad move down back. I think a forward going back is probably going to be easier than a back going forward, because when you're in the forward line, you're leading the dance, so you're going to have to read the play and read how the ball floats in. Whereas, some defenders can get away with a career of I just got to beat my man, punch the ball, more so than an intercepted defender, right? So him being able to read that, I reckon will bode well in our favour. Aerial ability, hopefully he can take some innocent mark balls, and we'll see how he starts moving the ball out of the back line. Really, hopefully gets him into some more games. I believe he's only played 20 games in 4 years, but last year obviously showed some good movements, especially in the limited time he played. So I'm really keen to see how this move down back works out.
He's one of your sweethearts, isn't he, champ? Him, Quaynor, Brazzy.
Maybe because it came down to a training session when I was coaching. I don't know. Maybe that's why I got a soft spot for him. But yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how he goes. Ned Long has surprised me at training. He's a fucking big boy. Big boy. Yeah. Him alongside with Bo. Maybe one of your new favorites as well, Big Illaru Smith. He's big boy. Big boy, and he's very athletic, man.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Look at his 20-meter times that we all know. 2K result as well wasn't too bad. Long strides, athletic. It's like trying to just harness that into good footy ability and just learning it, because he's such a raw project at the moment. Yeah. As soon as we'll be able to handle that and translate that over, I reckon it could be a beast.
Yeah. That's why I think I'm looking forward to investing in the VFL a bit more next year, because we'll have a lot more youth going through there and continuity. Do you reckon, I mentioned this a couple of times in the off-season and maybe towards the back end of the season, but do you reckon the lack of continuity hurt a lot of players who have AFL listed that played VFL last year?
Yeah, definitely. If you're moving around, this is going to be a part of that. Like, sometimes you're like, oh, you're not performing, go down to the VFL, see how you perform and get your mojo back. But that can obviously throw the way the synergy of the team goes. When we went up to Gold Coast, we had the 7 changes. Before that, the team was very injury depleted, and we were playing a lot of VFL guys, but we were winning games of footy. Then you go in, you have 7 changes in one game, and that's your perfect example of if you mix too many ins and outs each week, especially in that case, we just went on a losing streak after that. So I think if anyone tries to argue like synergy of a team, just point them towards that game, because you can't really argue with that, can you?
No, you can't. Did I tell you Wheelo, where we get our stats from? They've now got VFL, Sample, and Waffle data as well.
No, that's cheeky. That is cheeky.
Yeah.
They'll help us a lot going into each week, right?
Yeah, for sure. Melissa has got a question for Caleb and Ant. Who do you think will have a breakout season with our AFL/VFL players? Brother, give us something left field, man.
Left field. All right, so the boys have been training the house down.
Ed Allen.
Ed Allen, the training the house down, Bull. All right, breakout season. Let's go left field here. Someone. Just trying to look through the roster.
And give us something tangible to work with. Like what breakout season? What does that mean as well?
Yeah. Look, I think Nick Dacos is always going to have a break.
Bro's buying himself time, huh?
I am buying myself time.
Smile pussycat.
I'm just trying to see, man. I don't know. I would like to see like a player like I'm blanking. I'm thinking. Sorry, James. I'm trying to think of the VFL player.
You're good.
Obviously Tujas would be good to come out. I think he's got shows tremendous upside. Don't know if that's going to translate into AFL, but I'm thinking more of a VFL player that is, somewhere here and about that's going to improve for us and play well. I'm trying to think of our halfbacks here, champs, as I'm fucking in the VFL. Who? There was this one player, a champ. I'm full blanking. Who was that halfback that would always? I did say TJ, but who was the halfback player that would always kick into the center of the ground, and he really took the game on?
Jacob Ryan, Will Parker, Dean Mattia.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think Will Parker's a good shout, actually. He did show a little bit of upside here and there this year when he had the AFL games. Full preseason, again, second preseason. I reckon he could be one to watch as well. Dean Mattia as well off the halfback as well, champs. So, I think not necessarily players that are going to come into AFL, but I think they're just going to complete and turn on in the VFL and probably start knocking on the door and maybe sneaking in a few games as well. But I think I'm biased, but I really still want to see how this project of Reece McInnes down in the back line goes, I reckon.
Yeah. For mine, my speculative call would probably be Ned Long, and maybe Ned Long's plays 15 games, gets 15 touches a game, and 8 of them are contested, and he does what he does in the contest, but then maybe shows us a little bit on the outside, because that's probably what will hold him back ultimately between whether he plays VFL or if he's a VFL player or an AFL player.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Nick here as well with Fury. With Bo, I was trying to stay away from that, but obviously with Bo, if he can get a full preseason, work with the midfield group as well, I still want to see him play in the midfield, and that could be tremendous upside there if he could get his offensive ability up and going.
Yeah, Mick brings up a good point. He's a bit fumbly sometimes in the contest, but I think there's still time for us to figure out whether he has more of a ceiling in the midfield. Where Caleb and I were very, very optimistic of that last year. Billy Frampton as a second tall, that's kind of is that a joke or maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Time to check.
Reefy's good. Reefy's good. Champ's calling you out. What's no joke thing, huh?
Yeah. Man.
Good song. Good
We
song.
move.
We move. Brother, we haven't spoken about your number one though, Isaac Quaynor, right? Looking slimmer. The numbers are looking good. What he's doing at training is looking good. What do you want from big man?
Just find a little bit of form, that 23 form, right? Where he was so dominant on 1-on-1, stuff like that. We obviously didn't impact the game as much as we wanted this year. Down in intercept marks, down in 1-on-1s as well. So would like to see that come up on the mend again and start reading again. Obviously, he's killing it at the moment in the preseason. Looking fit as ever. Is he trimming down to try swindle his way onto the wing? I'm not too sure. I don't mind it, but we will see. We will see. He's looking like a jet.
Big IQ. Bro, I was actually looking at, I think it was 21 or 22. And it's obviously goes without saying, but brother, the difference between the muscle mass he had 2-3 years ago versus now is quite significant. I know he's young body, gets older, you put on more size, but it was interesting. Maybe he did need to lose a couple of kgs, and whether he actually has or not. People say, oh, you know, you look slimmer, but like how much weight do they strive to lose in the off season? I don't know.
Yeah. I think if you are losing weight, you're probably just due to the running capacity increasing. Yeah. I don't know what's the man running, man. Is he running to rad 140 or something? Like, what's going on? How is he gaining on all this lean mass? So, you know what I mean? He's compacting it on, isn't he?
Good genetics, man. What Nasho is he? Serious? What Nasho is he?
Look, I don't want to put. Is it Ghana? I don't want
to. Ghana could be the one actually.
Yeah, it is Ghana.
Yeah.
I'm not going to attack in the comments, man.
That's right, man. You're Fijian, man. You can say what you want, man. It's fine.
Yeah, man.
It's fine, bro. Congo. It was is Manny right? Congo.
No, I was right, man. I was right.
Yeah, that's right. On the trend, Woody reckons. Now, Quaynor's brother Luke is looking to be VFL listed. I know he's training with the VFL squad, so he's not on AFL list at all. He's not a rookie A, so he'll have to go the long way around. But he's made the VFL side maybe off the back of his name, so he's got an opportunity to make the most of it now. He's there. He's closer than most people, right?
Exactly right. He'll probably end up on the list. Well, they're probably all the VFL lists, that is. They generally leave a couple spots open for guys to do workouts, and guys have been invited down, but he's probably going to make it. He's got that experience. Hopefully, a little bit of a project. I don't know if he's AFL caliber, but I'm only judging him off a few games that I watched him play this year. So, like I said, with kind of like Finlay McRae, happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah, Lukey Quaynor, interesting, from Oakley Chargers it was, and he played a couple of VFL games and didn't really do that well at all, I think. But he's young, so who knows? I mean, Isaac Quaynor, what was he pick? I think he was pick 14 in his draft, and yeah, obviously different. So
yeah.
That's that. What else have we got on the agenda, lad? New GM, Gardiner.
Yeah.
Do we know much about him? I'll be honest, I don't. I mean, we can look it up, but there's been so many changes in the off season. Like, it's just been a little bit hectic to cover it all. So this is something I will wear the blemish, but I don't know much about him. Do you know much about this Gardiner bloke, Jan?
No, hasn't he come across from Sydney?
Something
he's
like
been
that.
there for a numerous amount of years, right? Yeah, let's why don't you pull it up, Jamie? We'll
all right, let's have a look.
See how we go.
Let's have a look. Let's be fucking, what's his name? Gardiner. GM Collingwood. Keywords, brother. Keywords. Charlie Gardiner. All right. Can you see this tab? Let's go. All right. Okay. Charlie Gardiner, general manager. Okay. Six seasons as an administrator with the Sydney Swans.
Yeah.
Your usual jargon, rich history, passionate supporter base. Grateful for the opportunity.
Probably in the house down somewhere in that article, didn't he? Didn't they, huh?
I swear it's gonna fall in here soon, man. I'm telling you. Craig Kelly, delighted to have Charlie join. They thank his family. This is seen. Collingwood continues to further invest across all aspects of its field football programs to ensure the club is well placed on and off the field. This has seen the recent appointment of Matthew Boyd as an assistant coach. I think that's because Brendan Bolton left, and also Trevor Hendy, who will head up the club's leadership program. And then Richard Little has been appointed in a strategic role as a list and recruiting analyst as part of the club's commitment to further bolster and invest in list management and recruiting. Little has vast experience in data innovation and analytics and has joined Collingwood from the VIS. Lastly, the club's commitment to the community and fostering the next generation of fan, member, and talent sees the creation of a new initiative titled Future Magpies. As part of this new program, Collingwood has appointed experienced administrator Gerard Jess, former AFL players Lyndon Dunn, who played for Collingwood, and Don Tyson, who played for Melbourne, I believe, and experienced educator and development coach Steve Grace to deliver programs focused on the NGA, Peter Dacos Academy, and driving fan development, engagement, and talent outcomes for boys and girls nationally. Now, Champs, I know you have a bit of an interest or passion for the NGA. Do you want to maybe talk to that just briefly to people who might not know what that is in the chat?
Yeah, so NGA essentially is an academy that each club runs. They get given a zone. So I know, for example, Oakley is in the Collingwood zone, just from past experience. And essentially, if you're from, any like Southeast Asia, African, and like Pacific Islander, you can get into these NGA programs. And it's just kind of an elite pathway to get in there, in the squad, right? So the main gist about it is, it has to be one parent from overseas or yourself from overseas to be eligible. And then you can start training. And, in the under 15s, 14s, there is more of an open format. They reach out to the coaches. From my experience as well, got into one of the players that I coached this year. We got into that. And then 16s, 17s, 18s, they obviously start ramping up, being quite professional. Some examples of the NGA is IQ actually came through that program, and Reef McInnes. So two perfect examples there of NGA. And I believe actually Aboriginals will probably fall under that as well. So that's a little bit about the NGA, Champs. A little bit on crash course.
Interesting. Okay. Chabby Joe from Footy Fancast. Hey, my favorite non-relative Collingwood supporters are back. How you going, man? When's Fancast making a return? What's going on there? How long is the off season for you guys? I'm going to put in a poll, brother.
A poll, Champ? Obviously, I don't know if you've actually talked about it in a video. I don't believe you have, but obviously we have Derek Hine, who's no longer with Collingwood. I don't know if you'll pull up the article, Champ, but I read it last week. It did get released last week, but I found the wording of the article to be a little bit weird. Did you not find it a little bit odd, Champ? Did you read it by any chance?
I can't say. Oh, cheers, bro. I just got a burrito. What a sick cunt. Interesting. Look, there were like whispers during the off season about how Lepic was taking a step into recruitment and draft, and there were whispers that they were butting heads, and then Lepic comes out and says, like, not really, but all clubs, we're always going to have clashes at certain points. It's one of those ones we'll probably never know, but maybe you get a read on it. It's like, look at it this way. Like when someone at work is a bit older and they're getting on and they don't see things in a new light, and you're young and you're budding and you're a bit more in touch with all the contemporary fucking trends and what's in vogue. Eventually you're gonna get kick the old dog out of the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that I find odd about it, like, is he's obviously served the club for about 20 years, right? Since 2003, in this article. The what I find weird is, all right, the Collingwood Football Club thanks head recruiter Derek Hine for his contribution to our club following a mutual decision to part ways earlier today. It's just an odd way to word it. Obviously, it could be just the person writing the article, but I feel like there's something in that, in the way of mutual decision to part ways earlier. It just seems like an odd way to phrase someone who's given so much to the club in 20 years of service, 21 years of service, right? So that was the first thing that I read. Okay, that's a bit odd, but yeah, obviously on to new things for Collingwood in the recruitment department, right?
I see what you're cooking up there now, champ. I see. So that's a good point, because I didn't notice. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the chat, and even you, champ, but I didn't see any video where they farewell Derek. And if they haven't done that, I'd like to see Derek get some sort of farewell at a home game. Maybe does a lap of honor. It's the 20 years, man. Like he brought Pendlebury, he brought Dale Thomas. Like, we're talking like fucking statues at the club. Like, that's what we're talking.
And look, man, I don't know. Let me know in the chat, guys. Like, I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, oh, trying to fish for a story here, because I never want to be that. But I just find the wording extremely odd. Like, mutual decision to part ways earlier today. Like, that's just such an odd wording for someone who's been around the club for 21 years.
He's furniture, like I said, furniture at the club, man. Furniture at the club, and Manny talks without a filter. So, you know, you ask Chat GPT to interpret the Derek Hine article with no filter, you get this response.
Yeah,
you get this response.
Ask Chat GPT, please give me a response in Greek. It'll be Galanita.
Galanita. Exactly. So, yeah, really, really good spot there, champ. I didn't read into it a whole lot, but now that you bring it to light, yeah, totally makes sense. Someone was batting heads with him. It's just, I think that's just nature. Like I said, I think as you're getting older, you don't see things that the younger generation does. You don't learn things as efficiently as other people, and you get moved on. That's the reality. Does he find another opportunity, champ?
I'm not too sure. I'm honestly not too sure. You'd hope so, but at the end of the day, it's whatever he wants to do, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, like, you know, chat saying, you know, he's butting heads. Being a recruiter, man, you got to butt heads, man. Like, you're going in and say, hey, we should recruit this person. Not everyone's going to agree, right? So it's a hard position. You're going to probably butt heads with a lot of people, and you know,
yeah,
we're not looking in the fondest of lights at all times, right? Yeah.
There's a lot up for stakes in this environment. There's a lot of testosterone. A lot of men, you know, everyone's going to have different views, and you're not going to see eye to eye. And this is what happens sometimes, if that's what it is. But that's just the nature of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. It's I don't know, champ. Have you seen the Adam Sandler movie Hustle?
Maybe Hustle.
It's like a basketball movie, and he's a recruiter.
Oh yeah.
Great movie. I feel like, you know, if you're in a recruiter type position, you're probably in that scenario. If you guys haven't seen it, watch it. I recommend it's a good movie. If you hate it, well, who cares? I'm not part of IMDb, so GG's well played. But no, Hustle, good movie. Go give it a watch.
Yeah.
Now, champs, on to footy again. You want to talk about a little bit of our preseason games coming up?
Yeah. So what we have initially, because the news is vague, but we've got fixed a unofficiated AFL game against Gold Coast and Brisbane. So some form of match simulation where we might play six.
You know what that is? That is a triple threat ladder match. That's what that is, man. That is
triple threat.
That's the Hardy boys, and Edge and Christian triple threat match. It's going to be interesting how that one's around. You would assume that would be in Queensland, correct?
Oh, you'd have to imagine, like, what? I don't think Gold Coast and Brisbane are going to make the trek, and it'd probably be good for Collingwood to acclimatise to that type of weather for pre-season fitness anyways, right?
Pre-season fitness, and I if I was to bet, I'd probably think the game would be somewhere in Gold Coast to try to promote the game up there. with having Collingwood and Lions there being able to draw some numbers. And I would also think maybe this is a cheeky play. I'm not sure. I haven't heard much rumours since we're trying to get that one of our home games from
Marvel
up to Gold Coast. But hey, if I come and put my business hat on, this is a good way to borrow the case of the AFL. Like, hey, we've done a preseason game with the Lions and Suns up in Gold Coast where we want to target and play one of our home games. And we've brought X amount of people. Might not be for the 2025 season, but you can use that data and use that into going to the 2026 season and be like, hey, like, we were able to bring these people. Let's try and promote the game in Gold Coast and then have one of our home games up there because we can drag people up there as well, even in the preseason games. So that's me putting the business hat on, and we'll see how this triple threat ladder match plays out.
Well, there you go. That's two thoughts you've shared back to back regarding Hine and Queensland that I wouldn't have thought of. So fucking sharp, champ, with the business hat, the marketing hat. It's very sharp. We'll see. So we got that, and then we've got a preseason game that is an official preseason match that will be on KO and whatnot, and will be against Richmond at Icon Park, which is Carlton's training ground. Maybe we'll head out. It's a Wednesday night. Maybe we'll probably head out to that.
100%.
If we don't get to gather around, brother, we're definitely gonna have to do one interstate game this year. If it's not, gather around.
Yeah,
have to.
Yeah, we'll look at the fixture and lock something in. It has to be done. But shedding more light to the practice match, Icon Park, Carlton's home ground. It's a 30-man squad being able to play, so they're going to have some emergencies, unlimited subs, and it's going to be 20 minutes flat, to my understanding. So no time on.
20 minutes flat?
Yeah.
No time on.
Yes, that's what I was reading. What I want to know, Chance, is why Icon Park? I know it's probably an easy ground to, they do all the AFLW games, probably up the infrastructure and stuff like that. But I would love to play at, either down at Richmond on Stud Road or even at our old beloved home ground in Abbotsford there, in Vic Park. Obviously, I've been training at Vic Park with the Fiji team, and the deck's impeccable. There's still a little bit of a stadium, but like even for one game, you can fence most of that off and get a game down at I think that'll just be good heritage to play a game down there again.
I think I saw an article maybe a week or two ago that they've committed to refurbish Vic Park in some regard to make it more accessible and usable for AFL during preseason, AFLW. So it's definitely something like the history of Victoria Park is important, and we need to be able to acknowledge it. And for people like you and I who probably don't know too much about the history of Victoria Park, it'd be nice if we can get to these games at Vic Park while Collingwood are playing and learn while we're there, as you would when you're at the venue. So that's something that hopefully we can see. It's not going to happen this year, but what would you guess? Because they used to have games there now, back in the day. This is how much I don't know about it. I don't know what the capacity was then. And my next question would be, has the capacity decreased since then at Victoria Park?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's not there's only one grandstand left now. But you can always do some temp structure around there. And one of the weekends we're training, they actually fenced off the undersection of the stadium for a little. They had like a live show going on. So, the cancel is possible. You can fence it off and limit the access points as well, because it is still quite a good ground, and the ground itself is in great nick as well.
Brilliant.
And that's another thing, Manny. You're playing at Icon Park and you see the bloody giant Carlton logo on the screen the whole time, right?
Bad juju.
Strategically placed by Carlton.
Yeah, dogs. All right, brother. Have we got anything else to touch on? Or we've done pretty well, I reckon.
Yeah, I think we summed it up. Gather round Galanita, if anyone wants to give us a ticket.
Yeah.
We're hoping for it. But I think, Champ, you can wrap it up.
Yeah. So that will be us for the live streams for December, and then we'll see you in the new year. And hopefully we'll have an idea of exactly what sort of structure we'll be looking at moving forward for the live shows expect to see more of the same, and whether there might be a couple more additions where we're still working through those finer details. I'll probably post a couple more videos that are pre-recorded, but outside of that, it'll be all guns blazing in January. And I don't know if any of you noticed, Caleb's got a new camera, so there's something brewing there. But I'm not going to say anything. I'll speak to Caleb, and then when the man's ready to make an announcement, if he wants, then he's got every opportunity to as well.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, let us know if the new camera is working. You know, you can see my beautiful skin a little bit better. But let us know.
Champ, not to bad buzz you. I wanted to save this to the end, but I'm not sure if it's the camera or if it's the. It's not. It's not.
What level is it? No. I noticed it was on a slight angle, but
what is it?
No, it's pretty much where the camera's set up. It's between two monitors, so it's on a little bit of an angle. I had some adjusting to do on the old camera. It was fine, but the new one I hadn't considered yet. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, guys. Thanks for the support this year, guys. We'll be back in 2025, and yeah, we'll see you then.
See you guys.